Jasil Popka Million is in this act, whatever that means. Okay, so the main guest stayed in the master bedroom, which is located at the end of the living room. There are two rooms. There are two rooms, and at the end of the kitchen, at TV or entertainment room. Then an access with an open area, which connects three more rooms. The first room, sorry, three more rooms. Hold on. There are two rooms, and then the end of the kitchen TV. Sorry, which is the first room on the left is waterfront, and the other room on the right is also waterfront. And the third room, which is a double, not waterfront, being this at the end of the garage. Being that this is at the end of the garage. I went to the room of the main client, Miss Jackson, to mention to her that dinner was ready since 20 hours and that if it needed to be extended, they would be charged an extra hour, which she did not agree to and sent everyone to dinner since everyone was sitting in her room. Minutes later, all sit at the table and begin to drink a lot. And this is when I meet Shanquella, who was the last one to approach the table um, to celebrate, noticing in her a strange attitude. She seemed not to fit in with the others. When I introduced myself, she did not greet me or smile. She was indifferent, nothing to do with the atmosphere of celebration. She was out of place at the party. I made sure they were seated, having dinner, sharing, and celebrating that they had the information for the internet, the audio, the operation of the house. Once everything was ready, I left. All clients, the chef redacted with the phone number redacted, and the waiter redacted with phone number redacted, stayed in the place. The next day at 13:50 or 13:52 2 hours, I received a text message from the main guest, Miss Jackson, asking me, asking me if I am available and which was the nearest medical service. I greeted her and asked her how I could support her and if she was looking for a hospital. She answered, yes. I think my friend has poisoning and needs emergency service and someone to speak or translate in Spanish for us. I offered to send her a doctor so he could determine if it was necessary to go to the hospital. I told her the doctor speaks English. She answers, yes, please. I tell her that the cost is $100 for the visit plus the medicine. I ask her if she agrees, and she answers yes as soon as possible. I tell her that I will make the call to request the service, which she agrees, yes, please. Around 2 p.m. on October 29th, I called Dr. Redacted, who is our contact for medical attention of our guests and whose telephone number is redacted. And in about 4 minutes, Miss Jackson texted me asking me what I had been told, and I answered to her, "The doctor is going to contact her to check her friend," and she replies, "Okay." Attached to this document is a screenshot of the conversation with Miss Jackson and where she asked for medical help, and the conversation recorded on the three-letter size sheets of the paper attached at 1625. Redacted. Text me and told me the girl has to be hospitalized because after being evaluated, she has to be hospitalized and that her friends were finding out if they had insurance. To which I asked if she's in serious condition, and the doctor said no, but she does need an IV, that she is practically unconscious, and and that was why she had to be hospitalized. Later, the administrator, redacted, with the telephone number redacted, called me to ask if I requested an ambulance for the villa. I told him no. He tells me that security of Puerto Los Cabos is asking him about the request and access to of an ambulance. to Casa Linda number 32. Later, redacted, called me to tell me that the guest had died and asked me to go as soon as possible. That he is already on his way to help in whatever he can. I went to Puerto Los Cabos from Cabo San Lucas after having spoken with redacted. Upon arriving at the villa, I found a couple of municipal police officers talking to redacted in the parking area in the house, a parking area of the house, and one of the guests was African American descent, regular build, short hair, and coming and going from the house and calling by cell phone to a relative or friend in the United States using redacted as a translator. I also saw the main client, Miss Jackson, making contact with the male guest and on several occasions entering and leaving the house. During this time, I'm waiting for redacted to tell me what to do since he or my concierge team leader. So I entered the house um, where I initially observed guests relaxed, calm, sitting in a living room area near the bar and a dinner table. My purpose was to look for the main guest, Miss Jackson, and give her my condolences. When I talked to her, I gave her my condolences. She thanked me and told me that they had talked to her friend's mother, and mentioned that this was so fast to lose her in an instant for having too much alcohol. I asked her if I could give her a hug. I apologize. I could give her a hug, to which she says yes. She gave me a very indifferent hug, very cold. I saw a very sad guest, a skinny girl, and I saw she was in pain. I left that area and stayed outside of the main entrance to give them space to mourn and grieve. Minutes later, I heard laughter. I approached Redacted, who told me to leave, to go back to my villas in Cabo San Lucas, that he will be in charge following and supporting the clients and the authorities. I said goodbye to the clients and I left for Cabo San Lucas. Later, around 21 to 21:30 hours, the main guest contacted me to request transportation to go to dinner because they had not eaten anything all day due to the situation. So I called Redacted with the phone number Redacted, who owns Lands End Transfer, requesting transportation for the clients of Villa Linda 32 to San Jose to go to dinner because they had not eaten anything. The driver advised of his departure from Villa Linda 32 to San Jose del Cabo to find a restaurant for dinner. At the end of the service, the driver, redacted, with the phone number redacted, reported via audio message on the WhatsApp chat of the Lands End Transfer Group that the service had ended and that he left the guests at an airport hotel. The next day, Redacted called me to tell me that the maid was reporting that there was no one in the villa. That if I had been and that had I been notified they were leaving. To which I replied no. Um, that the day before they had only requested transportation to the center. So later around 11 in the morning, I sent a message to Miss Jackson to offer support, asking if everything was okay, and if there was anything I could do for it. Without getting a response until the next day, Monday, October 31st, when she texted me asking if she had to do anything else to check out, if she had to sign anything, I could email it to her as they had already left. Later, she asked me for the property manager's number. So minutes later, I sent it to her. Days later, I found out that there is a lot of controversy because of the news of the video of the main guest, Miss Dejanay Jackson, hitting her friend Shanquella, the guest who died. When I saw the video on social media, I realized that practically the main guest, Miss Jackson, had manipulated me with the information she provided of what happened to leave the country as soon as possible. It should be noted that she put the name of Nazir Wiggins as the last person on the guest list of registry. And that's the end of that. I have to pause for a second, but I'm here. I'm here, but I'm just gotta step away for a sec.
Okay. This how I want to do this, y'all. I wasn't planning on making this a live demonstration because for the simple fact I wanted to take the food that Sue Ann gave us, and because we're gonna have a lot of demonstrations coming after this. So, but I'll let Shell continue, reading more. But we got to go back to the drawing boards. A lot of stuff we got to put on the table. A lot of stuff we got to take off the table. So just make sure everybody replays this. You're going to have to replay this demonstration over and over and over again. So when we do pull up on the new demonstrations, everybody will be on one page.
Yeah, I think everybody. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I think everybody should go to the link, and everybody should download this document. We more than appreciate everybody in this movement, but I think the reasonable thing to do and the thing to help everybody to get the information they're looking for to be a part of this movement is to download this particular document, because this document is the most recent publicly available document that has the most pertinent information in regards to the case.
And I agree. And that way, you're doing your homework on your own. You're not going by what this person said. You're not going by what that person said.
As LeVar Burton was saying on Reading Rainbow, don't take my word for it. It's all here. It's all public.
It's right there in black and white. That's what I always heard. It's in black and white. Put your thinking cap on. Go to black and white. Can't dispute it. Can you just answer one question for me, Andre?
To the best of my ability, go ahead.
Where do you see the case going? Do you think it is going in a good direction, or would you say that it's still a lot of hurdles that we gotta overcome with it?
I mean, I will just go to the statement that Attorney Robinson made in regards to where we're at with it. We are disappointed but not deterred. It's just justice delayed will not be justice denied. We will press on, and we're, like I said, we're disappointed but not deterred. And that's a quote from Attorney Robinson. So I'll just stick with her quote on that. The legal process is the one thing I will say. I'm going to be attending law school next year, and the one thing I have respect for is I have respect for the complexity of the law. And I myself, before I started even working with Attorney Robinson, I used to oversimplify the law because of what I see on TV and different things. But what I have learned is that things, the law can be a complex thing. It's not so complex that us regular people can't understand it, but we cannot oversimplify it. This is a, as Attorney Robinson would say, this needs a high level of diplomatic intervention. We're talking about presidents talking to presidents. So, I just don't, that's all I'm saying is the U.S. law gives us a lot of different recourse in regards to getting justice. And this is just the first, we're at the first foundational level. There's so many different things we can do to escalate it. Like I said, I'm not a law expert. I'm not an attorney. But one thing I do know is that you cannot oversimplify this.
I agree. So while I wait for Shell to come back, I'm going to go ahead and eliminate some of the guests that's on the panel. So do you have any last words, Deanna, as far as pertaining to what Shell just read, as far as in that letter, in that statement? Do you have any final words, Deanna?
I think that the concierge statement is completely based off the video that was shown to him. I don't think that it's truthful. I think that it's ridiculous that he actually wrote in there that he noticed something was off, that he walked in the next day, heard them laughing after, and then walked right by the police and everybody else and didn't mention it to anyone until 2 weeks later, until he saw the video and decided to write a statement. So I don't necessarily believe a lot in his statement. I think it was manufactured to point the blame strictly at Deja and Deja only.
Okay. Appreciate that, Deanna. And I'll see you tonight on the comedy event. Well, that's if you pull up, but I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, salute. Sharon, is it anything that you would like to speak on as far as what you just heard, as far as what Shell read?
Yes. As I'm sitting up here listening to her reading, what is in that report, I'm listening to the statements and the calls made for help and all that. And also thinking about what Suanne Robinson told us about the three that went to Shaquella's mom's house. On this report, they are trying to sound like they was concerned. They was really trying to look out for her best interests. But what we see on that videotape really is a brutal attack on her by the very people and person that was able to sit in her front of her mom's face and tell her it was alcohol poisoning. Something seriously have to be wrong with their minds to be able to sit in that lady's face and lie to her when her daughter is no longer here. And I'm just praying that her mom get justice because I know how she feels. I know how betrayed she felt after finding out the truth. So I just say justice for Shanquella and justice for all those mothers, families that feel this pain, this type of pain. And I guess I'm going to leave it at that.
Appreciate you, Sharon. Definitely
Mhm.
appreciate you. And once again, I'm going to get with you and we will be definitely working on your case. We're going to put the same amount of energy in your case that we have been putting in Shanquella Robinson case. So we want you to know, we don't want you to feel alone and we don't want you to feel like you don't have nobody beside you fighting with you. We're going to put the same energy that we put in the Shanquella Robinson case. We're going to put that same energy in your case. Once again, I'll get with you behind the scenes on Instagram and, we'll come together and we'll put together a demonstration just to get things started. So appreciate you for the panel and I'll see you later on at the next demonstration later on
Well,
this.
I thank you so much, Rock, and I truly, truly salute you and all those on the panel and in the chat that's really, truly trying to help this case. And I just want to say the funny thing is, before my daughter even was unalive, I kept getting messages that I'm going to be before people for this type of thing. And I even had a message that I will be joining a fight that's already existing to get justice for my family as well. So this is almost like deja vu to me.
Appreciate you, Miss Sharon.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'm gonna let you land, Rivka. Then we're gonna get back to the letter. Any last words, Rivka, on what Shell read?
Okay, yes. From what Shell read, I read also. I downloaded it myself as an activist for civil rights, Black people rights for everybody when there's a wrong. Um, this letter speaks truth. It speaks the statements of what was seen and the people was there that put their statements in. And I believe what they said. It's that simple. They don't need to lie. It's their job. The group of seven that came in is not the first group of seven that came to that villa. That's one thing. So I'm gonna put respect on Mexico and the people that works hard in these villas to do the right thing. Um, the letter said there were seven people. There's a sign-in sheet that had seven. There's a sign-in sheet that the concierge said it was seven people that was there. And then Dejanay wind up signing Nazir Wiggins' name last. I know that Miss Shannon said something about a cover up. Um, there is a cover up because there's no truth to the justice that's for Sanquilla Robinson, but that's going to come out. I want to say thank you, my brother, Andre Advocate. Thank you for all the hard work you're doing. And thank Suzanne Robinson and Ben Crump for the hard work that they're doing. It takes a team behind that works in this law firm and in these law firms, and activists and everyone that's involved in this case, as well as myself. I'm going to be a part of this, and I also want to let Shannon know that I would like to hear her story so I can get involved in that story because I am in about 10 different cases myself, and I'm about justice where there's injustice. So thank you, Brother Rock. Thank you, Squad. And thank you for this presentation. And I will just, like the brother said, go and read it yourself so you can decipher, pray on it, and decipher the truth. Nazir Wiggins was there Friday, and I'm going to lay on that. And I'm going to land as the plane is going to land. It is what it is. Thank you.
Appreciate you,
Peace.
Riff. Salute. I'll see you later on for comedy night.
Oh
Appreciate
no, no, brother. I don't do that. I'm in the spiritual realm right now, but I might tap in and maybe get a little laugh after work. But I right now got to do some overseas phone calls and then also some things that's happening in Tennessee. So I got to get involved in that. But I'm gonna try to get back in just to tap in to hear this stuff you're gonna be doing, my brother. Only if you're gonna show those little legs or those I don't know wood legs or something, bro.
you.
Peace, brother. I
I
love y'all.
love you too. I understand. Appreciate you. So, do you want to come back, Shell, or you need some more time?
No, I'm okay. I just want to say once again, thank you very much for this demonstration. I would like to say thank you to Andre, the advocate, as well as Suzanne Robinson for taking time out of your day, your busy schedule, I should say, to enlighten us and answer as many questions as you could. And that
You're echoing, Shell. So you might gonna have to come back.
all right, just I have to say thank you and have a great one.
You coming back up, Shell? You coming back up, Shell, to finish reading it? And while we wait for Shell to decide what it is she's gonna do, come on and slide in, Nikki. I had you backstage for a while, so you could slide in. You don't have to land your last comment. You could go ahead and speak on something else that you need to speak on, and then you can land your last comment. Salute, Nikki.
Salute, Shank. Salute, Andre and Shell. Thank you. Thank you for letting me come up. I just want to say a few things, and I want to give the panel and everyone in the chat a few things to chew on, some things to mull around. First of all, let me say this. I want to thank Miss Suzanne Robinson for coming up. I do not believe personally that anything that she presented on the panel tonight changed from what she previously said or what we previously knew. I do believe that some people in the chat think that, but let me just point out something to you guys. And I know you're still going to disbelieve or disagree with me, and then I'm going to refer back to something Andre has stated. So she said, and this is going on in the chat, Shank. I don't know if you've been reading the comments. She said everyone that signed in that night was present. Bam, boom. Everybody's running with that. Everyone who signed in that night is present. So was present. So it's making people believe that Nazir was there. I don't have a dog in a fight as to whether or not Nazir was there. I do believe that Nazir came the next day. But I want to say, I believe that's why Andre the Advocate is saying, okay, look at the evidence, look at the packet that we presented to the president. Take those statements that was in the packet as proof that we believe, meaning Ms. Robinson, Mr. Crump, that we believe what we presented to be fact. And that said, the first thing was that sign-in sheet. So on that sign-in sheet, I know you guys went back and forth about who signed and who did and who didn't. I believe, my personal assumption, Khalil signed the first 5 names. Well, no, let me go back. I'm sorry. I misquoted. Khalil printed, guys, the first 5 names. Okay. And then Dejanay printed her name and Nazir's name. Printed. And then the others came in and either signed next to their name and wrote their phone number. And per the concierge statement that Andre referred us back to, Dejanay signed for Nazir. I think he's asking us to accept that that is a true statement. Some things are irrefutable. So in a court of law, if I'm going to testify in court, we're going to say, okay, these first 5 names look as if they were written by the same person. So Khalil wrote them in. That's what we're assuming. But the individuals signed their own name. So I think that's what Andre was saying. Do you guys have the packet of information we sent? I do not believe, once again, that Ms. Robinson was saying that Nazir was there, but I know some of you are still going to disagree with me. As we get to the concierge statement, understand this, guys. People's opinions are subjective. My opinion is different from yours. So if the concierge says, I think that young lady sitting over there was sad, that's his opinion. You may say, no, she was quiet, but I don't think she was sad. Well, that's subjective. That's your opinion. You think she was just quiet. He thinks she was sad. He can get in the court of law and he can attest to that. But that's not really something you can refute because that's his opinion. So once again, I really do not think that what Ms. Robinson presented tonight, with all due respect to you and your demonstration, Shank, that we need to change anything that you presented so far or take anything on or off the table. Because I think everything she presented is exactly what it is. And I summarized, I put it in the chat, but I tried to summarize quickly what she stated was the holdup. And I'm just going to read it. It's a quick summary. But she says the paperwork has to be approved in order for the U.S. to start the extradition process. Mexico stated they turned in all the documents. The U.S. is declining the charges. I've been saying that all along. And Andre said something in the chat prior that he believed the FBI messed up and was trying to cover their butts. I've been saying that all along too, guys. Ding, 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 ding. For whatever reason, they dropping the ball. They don't want to cover this case. They gave us evidence to support the autopsy from Mexico. But for some reason, they dropped the ball somewhere and they don't want to move forward. So I know you guys still are going to disbelieve what you heard, but I think Andre has stated Go back and look at this paperwork. We presented this paperwork. We believe what this paperwork says. That's why Ms. Robinson presented it. That's what I'm landing on, Shank.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Now, will I see you later on for comedy night?
I'm going to be here. Yay.
Why, you want to see my legs?
Well, I mean, at first I wasn't interested, but hey, y'all got me all revved up now, and I might as well.
All right. Salute, Nikki. I'll see you later on. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. So, as I stated, I would like for everyone to do their homework, their own research on it as well. But I'll let Shell, because this wasn't planning on being a long demonstration, and we're way over the time mark. So I'll let Shell just read just a little bit more.
Well, okay. You want me to read more of
If you're able to. If not, don't worry about it.
Yeah, because I was going to say after that, it's just the autopsy, I believe. So I've read both statements, and I think that was,
Let's look at the pictures. Let's look at the pictures real quick of the autopsy.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay, the autopsy pictures. Hold on.
He's gonna show it to us, Shell. We got a lot of food to eat, y'all. A lot of food to eat. We got a lot of food to eat. Tonight is comedy night. So from 7 to 10. So tomorrow is when we're going to jump right back into the food that Miss Sue Ann Robinson has blessed us with, as well as Andre Advocate has blessed us with. We're going to chop all that food up tomorrow. And once again, if you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Million Youth March of Salisbury is holding an event on Betty's Ford Road in LaSalle for Shanquilla Robinson. I won't be able to make it to that event, but if y'all in Charlotte, if y'all close by Charlotte, and if y'all would like to attend, I'm not sure of everything that's going to be going on with the event, but Mario from the Million Youth March of Salisbury is the organizer of it. Once again, it's on the corner of Betty's Ford Road and LaSalle. So if y'all can go ahead and slide over there and show them some love, it's much needed. And also coming up May the 19th, Sue Ann Robinson and the family of Shanquilla Robinson will be in Washington, D.C. So I'm taking that everyone is watching. It's a diaphragm right now. And that's why it's so important that we all look at that letter to the president. Look at all the documents that's pertaining to Shanquilla Robinson case. Because I do believe what Sue Ann Robinson said, and I do feel her when she says we have to stop running with twisted narratives and running with information that's just not true. It's okay for us to have our opinions and our perspective on things. However, we got to be careful with the narratives that we're running with. And that's why I made mention to everyone, stop running to these fast food restaurants. Stop eating the food that's in the gas station when it comes to the Shanquilla Robinson case. We got home cooked meals. We got an attorney. We got an attorney that's giving us a home cooked meal. If you feel as though she's not giving correct information, that's fine. That's for her to be able to deal with. But I just think that we should give them that much respect to say, okay, if that's what the attorney is saying, if that's what the attorney is giving us, then let's chop it up first before we come to the conclusion of she's not telling the truth. She's not giving us all. How do we know if we don't do the footwork like Andre Advocate is trying to get us to do? Look at it for yourself. So let us look at it first and then come back and say, well, you know what? I ain't feeling that. But you got to, and that's why I said we got to sit down and chop this meal up and eat it and dissect it. Stay out of them fast food restaurants, y'all. Stay out of the gas station food. Just keeping it real with y'all. Because we've seen how we've been pushing false narratives of what other people have said about the case. and then come back to bite us and be like, that wasn't true. So I appreciate you, Andre, for pulling up. The platform is always welcome. If it's anything that you need from us, you just let me know. If y'all need us to promote, whatever it is that you and Sue Ann and the family needs from us over here, you just let me know.
Yeah, just just continue. Remember, this is the people's case. This is the people's movement. It's bigger than Sue Ann. It's bigger than us. This is about an American citizen getting justice. It's bigger than any, it's bigger than anything in between individual people. Everybody means well, I'm sure. Just everybody respect everyone's opinion, and just everybody is valued in what we're trying to do to get justice, and just let the system play its course. And I just want to like I said, I'm not a speaker myself. I'm just I present Attorney Robinson's points to the media. That's what I do. But just to point to another one of her points in the press conference, she reminded everybody that, what Ahmaud Arbery's mom had to do when she had to go down to that prosecutor's office every day for 20-something odd days before they filed charges on those people that killed her son. Sandra Bland's mom had to go to the office all the time when they said that her daughter was just her daughter, it was a suicide. So this is a normal thing that happens, these roadblocks of people saying no, and then we have to escalate it. This is normal for Black people trying to get justice. This is a normal thing. They're going to tell us no 100 times, and we will just refuse the no. And that's how it's going to go. And I just want I thank everybody for their support. And, I appreciate everyone, and everyone's opinions matters. And just let's all work together and just continue to fight, and just be on the lookout. I'm going to share my press releases. And also, if you want to, if Shank wants to give me any email addresses so I can start disseminating the information to you guys. I'm not hiding any information. I want this to be as public as possible, because the more public it is, the less misinformation it has, and the less the government can say they're unaware of anything. Because the people, we're gonna push it down their throats every day, nonstop, till we get justice for Shank Robinson.
Do you have social media platforms that you would like for us to follow and subscribe?
It's Sue Ann Robinson's is not just a lawyer. NOT lawyer, LAWYER, not just a lawyer, and I'm just Andre advocate on everything.
Okay, so if I could get everybody to subscribe to those platforms and follow those channels, because we got to support. It all starts with us. It's an old saying, for us, by us. I don't know if y'all from the 80s, but that's the FUBU. It was a clothing brand, for us, by us. We got to support each other, y'all. I appreciate you for pulling up, Andre.
All right. You guys have a good day, man. God bless.
All right. Thank you, Andre.
All right, bye.
All right. You want to slide in with anything else, Shell, before we get out of here?
No, I just wanted, I'll reiterate, I guess I was, something was wrong with my mic. But just to say, thank you, to you, Shank, for, putting on this demonstration. I appreciate, the Andre and, Sue Ann for coming. I know we got a lot more to uncover. I reiterate what Nikki said. She described, my thoughts exactly. My only one of my observations is that when Sue Ann was speaking, she said that the statements were there with two concierge and Khalil's, but I wonder why the news station only submitted they left out Khalil's, because I'm curious to see what Khalil had to say. So that's all I have to say. I'm dealing with my granddaughter, so you have a great day and have a great evening.
I appreciate you, Shell. Appreciate you. See you later on Comedy Night. So, once again, I want to thank Attorney Sue Ann Robinson for pulling up and sharing the information with us. I want to thank Andre Advocate for pulling up as well. Once again, y'all, we got a lot of home cooked meal to chop up and eat and dissect it. Also, we got a lot of discussions. You know, we're going to eat off of this. We're going to be eating off of this for some weeks. We do our all-nighters on the weekend. So, you know, I want everybody to be prepared and be ready. You know, we got a lot of food to digest. Tonight's comedy night will start at 8 p.m. and then it will run on and on and on. Not sure how long it's going to run, but you know, tonight is going to be our first comedy night. Once again, I appreciate all moderators. I appreciate the Rock Squad. I appreciate the people that's in the clouds and in the skies. And I appreciate the people that's in the bushes. And I appreciate the chat for keeping it lit. Y'all almost had me lit with y'all, but that's why I wasn't paying attention to the chat. But every now and then I would glance at the chat and I would see y'all getting lit. But, you know, I believe that this was an excellent, excellent demonstration, y'all. And I'm not going to hold y'all that much longer. Once again, if you would like to support the channel, you can hit the like button. You can subscribe to the channel. You can also share this demonstration to your social media platforms. If you would like to send a cash donation, my cash app is at the top. It's the $ERICMCINT. That's for cash donations. If you would like to purchase a new membership, you could click on the $ symbol in the chat and you could purchase a new membership, a super sticker, or a super chat. One of the demonstrations later on tonight, Shank Rock shows off his legs. That's only for members only. So if you want to see my legs tonight, you have to purchase a new membership. Once again, I'll leave the chat running for another 10 minutes. Y'all can hang around and y'all can congregate in the chat. Salute everybody, and I'll see y'all later on at 8 p.m. Salute.
So that's all we got. Yes.
As a blogger, I'm one of the bloggers that covering the case.
Oh, okay.
What can we do to help with this case?
Yeah, I think being present is the most important thing. I think this case came from social media and from people saying this is not enough. I think most importantly is if you are going to share information on the case, please make sure it's factual information, because that actually hurts the family. And it hurts the case. Absolutely. Because then U.S. authorities are allowed to say, well, we heard this, or we heard that, or this is that, or it's not a real case, it's an internet hoax, or whatever the case may be, which can set the case back. So if sharing information on the case, keeping Shankola's name in the media is super important, but it's super important to attach it to actual factual information so that we're not hurting the family and we're not hurting the case.